What's up, everyone? Imam Gaji here. I'm the founder of Akavoy, a marketing agency specifically catering towards coaches, consultants, creators with a decent following and helping them generate an additional $20,000 within 6 weeks or less in revenue, regardless of whatever they're currently making. And this video is basically a case study of how we took a brand new Instagram account, which is sick, and generated over $40,000 in about like 2 months, with less than a bit over 2 months actually, with less than 3,000 followers. So actually about like 2.5 thousand followers. But anyways, like here's when we were at about 1,000 followers or so, already generated $13,000. Actually, 900 followers. But this is basically sort of like this three-step system that we're currently using. Actually, it's two-step. We're still introducing the third step, or yeah, basically that's it. So, from a 30,000 foot view, obviously, I like different intricacies in all of that stuff. So, insightful content, basically content marketing, including sales assets, setting appointment setting and emails, and then pre-call workflows. So, if you would like to see like the actual case studies from like everything I mentioned, just go here, go to arcover.com, and arcover.com, and you see everything. But basically, let's just jump right into it. So, for context, we started a brand new account because we started with this client. We DM this client thinking like, she had a lot of followers, but apparently a lot of the followers turned out to be bots. And we kept on getting like bot likes, bot comments. Like basically everything was just chaotic. So we decided to take on the challenge and start a brand new account, which was kind of scary to be honest. But we made it work. So, trying to get a video to pop off and kind of like trying to get a video to pop off and have some followers that will somehow become clients was a no-go area, to be honest. It was going to be too long, might not pay off. It was basically going to be chaotic, and we don't really want to drop this client. So we decided to take another approach, and it's one that ended up birthing the system, which is basically posting relevant content according to the problems the audience is facing. I know it's not normal, like it's about a lot of people tend to like skip it. So, like I said, this is actually a brand new account. So what we did was that we created content using the method I'm going to show you down, and then we decided to run ads to the page. So we decided to run follower ads because we couldn't rely we had to get traffic to the page, people to actually see the content, right? So yeah, with the videos already uploaded, and this was converting like crazy on cold traffic. Like like now the ROAS is actually reduced, to be honest. It's about like 30x or so, 30 to 36x ROAS. But like initially it was like 57x ROAS, and we literally had to like shut the ads down because like her hands were already like filled with clients. And so like basically this works like crazy. So let's begin. So the premise behind this content style is actually not to get a lot of views. I don't know, this guy that says likes are not really cash. So yeah, and exactly, like engagement doesn't, like, you want to focus on the quality of people that actually see your content, rather than the quantity of people. So it's mainly to get the right type of people watching the videos. And you might think that it's because we ran ads, like we got the ideal set of people, but no, it's mainly because of the content. Because the type of content who, people who are not really going to watch the content will like scroll away anyways, and we actually want them to scroll away because like they're just going to like reduce our ROAS and and stuff like that. So we actually do not want them to see it. We actually do not want them to see it. So people who are actually having those problems, it's basically like um content content focusing on like the problems that people actually have. So basically that's it. In case you didn't get me, content based off of like the problem that people have. So like for example, if you're a I don't even know, if you're an agency coach, for example, you don't want to talk about like, if fucking hell, shit, nah, fuck that shit. For example, let's say you're a relationship coach, for example. Let's say you're a relationship coach, for example. You don't really want to talk about like, who pays on the first date or any of that stupid content. Like, because when you upload that type of content, like people subconsciously will think about it like, okay, this is the type of problem that this person helps solve. But rather, if you actually like switch the content style to talk about, like how you're actually helping a client solve their marriage issues, probably like a marriage of 20 years that's about to like get divorced and like basically scatter the entire family. When you put out content like that this is the type of content I'm solving, people see that type of content now and they'll associate it with you, like this is the type of content this guy solves. It's actually pretty legit. And then they're more warmed up to become clients. Obviously, they won't just say they want to become clients. You have to actually follow some processes, which I'm still going to share in this doc. So yeah, but basically, like I warn you, this content style doesn't get a lot of views, but they get clients like this. Like this person actually paid in full. This person actually paid in full. Like this person followed about like I think he followed from the ads. He followed about like 2 days. Like he followed and like 2 days later he paid $5,000, which is like sick. Excuse my profanity here, but yeah. So here's an example, right? I just give an example right now. But like, if you're looking to buy business coaching, for example, from someone, would you rather buy from the guy who shows how to make money using coaching as a business model, or are you more likely to buy? Or would you rather buy from someone who shares content on how he's actively helping his clients get gets how he's helping his clients get their clients to stay for longer and charge higher prices? I think the answer is obvious because this guy is teaching how to basically make more money and like you get the point basically. Like I think the answer is obvious because the other guy is actually actively showing how to help you make more money over the long term, small kind of like in a more expert way basically. I don't if you get the point. Why the other person is just showing it as a business model. But guess which one gets more views? It's obvious, like the one that shows how to make money as a business model because it appeals to a mass audience, people that do not necessarily have money, attracts broke people basically, etc. You get the point basically. So what we did was we decided to like follow the system. So the real way that you actually do it, I mean, like you can make promises and all of that stuff and it will work to some extent, but the best way to actually do it is that you market from the product because that it's an easier way to market first of all. Plus, you can sleep well at night knowing that you didn't make like some outrageous claims or whatever. And here's how it works. So, ideally, like the mindset behind this is that you want to see every market as people who have problems that they'd like to solve, right? Like every basically that's what every market is like. Every market is people who want to buy something. That something can be either to like increase their status or like reduce their pain or whatever. You get the point. And their sophistication levels, their sophistication levels. And I'm not talking of sophistication levels as like the one in Eugene Schwartz book. I'm talking of sophistication levels. I don't really know a better way to put it. So it's sophistication in the context, like meaning the depth of the problem they have. I've already explained this. I'm getting ahead of myself a bit. But like I said, if you're talking about like if your relationship, we're talking about who pays on the first date, which is very stupid. Like the type of people that you attract is like the type of people that you attract is the type of people you attract are people who are like young people and like people who necessarily pay you. But even if there are people that can pay you, like you're showing them that this is the type of like problem that you solve or this is where you're an expert at. Plus you're not actually providing any value, so it's kind of like stupid. But when you show content like on how you're helping clients solve like high level problems, they are more likely to trust you. They are more likely to associate that problem with you. Basically, it stays in their mind. So yeah, that's it. So now that that's out of the way, your current clients, they're in the market, right? They have problems, right? Meaning if they have problems, they're in the market and they paid you so you can help them solve that problem. So if that's the case, then the writing's on the wall at this point. If they still have problems, they're still in the market. Then being your client does not take them out of the market. Because they've paid you doesn't mean that they're out of the market. They are still in the market. So they've paid you to ask you some questions, and to tell you about their problems. Basically, you want to notice the questions that are asking you. Usually, the questions that kind of like keep on coming with like separate clients, or questions that like keep on coming again. If they're asking you those questions, then the likelihood that other people in the market are struggling with similar questions is actually high. It's actually like significantly higher. You understand? So based off of that, you just take the questions that they're asking you and how you actually help them solve it. When they ask a question and you want to help them solve it, you divide it into like three, right? You divide it into what to do, how to do it, and basically like doing it now. So you leave how to do it and doing it now because you can't really make people do anything now. But you take what to do and use it as content. So it's kind of like a case study. It's a case study. It's a piece of content. It's a piece of email. It's a reel. It's a tweet. You get the point basically. Now that that's out of the way, your current clients, they have problems, right? And they paid you so you can help them solve those problems. Correct? Yeah, it's correct. I'm correct. So if that's the case, then the writing is on the wall at this point because if they still have problems, it means they're still in the market, and them being your client doesn't take them out of the market at all. And so they're still in the market until that problem is solved completely. And since they paid you to ask those questions, technically now, since the market paid you to ask those questions, you know for an absolute fact that those questions are legit. Like, they are not smoke screens or anything. They're not smoke screens or anything. They're like legit questions. So you what you basically do is just take the questions and turn them into videos answering those questions that they've asked you. So you're kind of like demonstrating competence. You're sort of like demonstrating competence. And also, after the problem is solved, you want to turn it into a case study of how you basically helped them solve that particular problem. So it's kind of like a case study. You can still make that as content. You can still make that sort of like a testimonial. You get the point. So that way, like, now that you've started creating problem specific, or should I say solution specific content, you're now the guy whose content is more relevant to the market and basically what people are saying. Because, like, let's say you have like clients that pay you, probably your coaching program is like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. The problems that people who are able to pay $3,000, $4,000 are paying, which are your current clients, when you upload that type of content, is basically attract similar people, right? Because usually, like, they are more likely to have, like, obviously it's not 100%, but they are more likely to have problems like that. You get the point. So basically that's it. That's about the content cadence. Because now, like I said, you're the guy whose content is more relevant to the markets and what people are saying. So now they associate you with, the guy who solves this problem. And you then build trust, you build credibility and goodwill, since you're like genuinely providing value. But then, like, what happens? Like they won't just become they won't just become clients just because of your content, right? So this is actually the groundwork of what's to come. So this is content, but content also includes sales assets, like, like I said, case studies, testimonials, like guides, like docs, lead magnets, basically. Then conversion system. So this is basically a way to guarantee that those viewers, followers, etc. return into leads, and you do that by simply DMing every single person. So you get an appointment setter for this. So for this client specifically, we actually used an appointment setter. So like that, it's literally easy, and you DM every single person who likes, comments, like not like every single person like a dog or something like that. Like, you DM people like who you notice like consistently like your stuff. So that's it. Who likes comments, like they will comment good stuff, or they comment like, you want to especially look for comments that look like people are, like they're complaining about something, because those people like for example, you post questions about like how to do something, or you post content on like you just post content on anything, and you see somebody like they are sort of complaining about, okay, what of people that have tried this and this didn't work. You know that this person is a holly. So all you just basically need to do at this point is just financially qualify them. They can afford it, and you get them on the call, put them through your workflow sequence, and you close them. So basically that's it. But basically anyone who engages and who follows and all of that stuff, like, we literally DM like every single person who follows, or sometimes we just check their profile and notice like this person doesn't look like someone that can afford it, and then we like skip, or like literally like 90% of the people who follow we DM them. So you need an appointment setter for this, like, and a trained one. By the way, like, if you're a coach consultant, I'll train or place your setters. I'll actually manage them. I'll do all of this stuff for you. And then you DM using a lead magnet, which you've created from the content, as sort of like a Trojan horse, right? So this if you have like an existing following already, it's basically, hey, I saw you've been following for some time. I want to really appreciate you, blah blah blah. Do you want X or Y? So if you're, let's say, in fitness, you say something like, you want my resource on building muscle effectively or losing fats quickly, or something like that. Whichever one they say, you just send it to them, and like, don't put it behind an opt-in on anything. Like, that's kind of stupid, to be honest. Like, the conversation you're trying to get out of them is way more important than the opt-in. You can just like make a post or something like that, and you can explain how they can probably opt-in later, but you don't want to put in behind the opt-in. Like, you want to actually like trigger a reciprocity rule here. Like, I gave you something for free, so like the least you can do is answer my questions, right? But when you put it behind an opt-in, it seems like the exchange has already happened, because I'm giving you something for free, you're giving me information in exchange. It doesn't make sense. So like, again, like, no, you don't do it. Like, you're not killing two birds with one stone. You're actually just wasting a potential, and that's like stupid. So next, you simply ask, then you just simply transition. Hey, why did you ask for, or like, I'm just curious, by the way, like, why did you choose building muscle instead of losing fat? You get the point. So why did you choose X instead of Y? You can, like, you use your brain and like formulate questions that can help, like, that can elicit a response from them, basically. And then from here, at this point, some will engage in a conversation and some will ghost. You should follow, but like you shouldn't really worry about those that will ghost actually, because like it's actually kind of painful since you're giving them something. Well, you don't really, because they were never ever going to buy anyway, so you can just ignore them. Like I said, you want to follow up because some of them might have not ignored you intentionally, probably forgot or something like that. And you basically book them on a call. So you check my YouTube. I don't actually have a YouTube video for booking people on a sales call yet. I'm going to make an appointment setting guide. Or yeah, that's it. Probably check it. I probably have it by now. Then emails. So this is actually something we started implementing. So it's mainly going to be about what we're doing rather than what has worked. But what we're doing is simply writing emails to get them to actually book a call. We just want to get them to book a call with us. So we're currently doing it with like the Instagram. Just take the content system, like the video system, the what I explained in the content part, and just like try to try to get it into uh emails, and you should figure it out. So email is still a form of content marketing, so it's basically a similar system that we'll be using. We'll also be selling like workshops. We'll be using we'll be selling like low ticket products for people who obviously can't afford the high ticket stuff. So yeah, and then this is basically pre-call sequence. Basically like getting them to shop to the call like prepared. So how this works is basically it's quite straightforward. Like you put those calendar reminders. So like Calendly has like a custom template that so you like scrap all of that, and then you put your own. You make it more personalized, right? Make it more personalized. So for example, like the first one should go, like what we're currently doing is the first reminder goes off depending on like when the call is, but one goes off 48 hours. 48 hours, probably like basically it's the VSL. Then 24 hours before the call. 24 hours before the call is probably like a case study. Then like 12 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours, 1 hour, and yeah. And we also like DM them, like we get the coach to actually like DM them on WhatsApp, on iMessage and stuff like that, just to make sure like they show up on the call. But basically like you are getting them on the call to let them know one thing. You have to have a VSO. Like even if you don't have a VSO yet, you can probably just tell them like, hey, like this is like we need you to make a decision on the call. If you're not going to make a decision on the call, at least you make a decision. Like this is a decision call. You get the point. So like it's not like you chase them away. It's not like you chase them away if they don't make a decision on the call. Like no, but you just let them know that, hey, like we actually want you to pay stuff. We actually want you to pay us to help you solve your problems. Basically, that's kind of like it. And then you basically text them on WhatsApp, mention that, hey, like before the call, you probably like hours before the call, be like, hey, I saw you struggling with XYZ. I've actually studied a game plan to actually have a game plan right here that I'm willing to share with you on the call to solve this problem. So I'm excited to show you. Make sure you get on the call to like see it and stuff like that. So this kind of like creates curiosity. It gives them something to look up to, and they are more likely to show up and more likely to buy. And then this is basically for the sales call for like your sales closer or your coach. Like obviously you need to have like a good sales script to actually close them. So like all of this stuff is basically like getting the sales call to as close as order taking as possible. That's basically it. Like that's the point of marketing anyways. So yeah, that marks the end of this doc. So if you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're a creator, you have at least 10,000 followers, like real followers, then we'll build and manage an Instagram sales funnel that generates an extra $20,000 per month for you in 6 weeks or less, just like we've done for Natalie. I'll probably go to alcovoy.com to like see some of our case studies and whatnot. So you can probably go to like alcovoy.com and see all of our case studies. But yeah, basically that's it. So yeah, really appreciate you watching. So just click on the description below to book a call if you're interested, and that's it. I don't really know. Well, like and subscribe. I don't know how to end these videos, but yeah.